Fortnite is the newest co-op title released from Epic Games. I put about 10 to 12 hours into the game, played around 20 or so missions. I'm ready to talk about what I think of the game. Did I like it? Did I not? And would I recommend it? Is this game for you? Well, it's complicated. What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again. This time, we're going to be taking a reins in the spotlight at Fortnite, which is the newest action crafting title from Epic Games. It is a 4-player co-op game, although you can play it solo if you want to, although I don't recommend it. Anyways, once you start up the game and you get through the game's lengthy and very much needed tutorials, because this game is complicated, you'll get into the basic gist of what the game is, right? So they'll drop you into an area, and normally your objective is to find an atlas or find this base you need to defend from these husks that will try to destroy it. And how you defend the base is usually by putting up walls, traps, a whole bunch of things that you can craft. How do you get the things that you can craft? Well, scattered around these large maps, because these maps are actually quite big, are things you can search and things you can destroy. Searching will give you crafting items, and destroying cars, boulders, trees, and stuff with your trusty pickaxe will give you the items, the crafting things needed to build walls around your atlas, to build the floors, to put the traps on it, to craft ammo for your weapons. And that is the basic setup of the game. You drop into the map, you find what you need to defend, you collect resources, you build your defenses, and then the action starts. The husks will attack your encampment, and it is your job to protect it. Now, there's also kind of bonus things where you have if you beat it within a certain amount of time, or if you beat it, by building less. Sometimes they'll have a requirement to, like, hey, you have like 40 things to build. If you build less than that, you'll get bonus objectives. And that's the whole point. And you can kind of spend as much time before scavenging, looking around these pretty big maps to find survivors or different kind of missions that the game wants you to do. And then whenever you want, you can start up the defense. Now, I like the crafting aspect of the game. I like the building, the fortifying of the bases, putting down the walls, the traps and that stuff. And I like the combat, because that is actually kind of fun. I find the scavenging and roaming around the map to find stuff to be absolutely tedious and unnecessary, but that is just me. Now, this game is fun. At least it was when I first started it, but actually the more I played the game, the more I kind of started to dislike the game and realize that it necessarily wasn't for me. Now, this game is all about loot. This game is all about crafting. All the weapons that you have will be broken, so don't get attached to your weapons, because they do degrade, and once they degrade, you will have to build new weapons from the schematics. You can build new traps from schematics and all that stuff. But then again, you might ask me, how do you get schematics? Well, at the end of each play session, each mission, when you complete it, you'll be rated on how you did. And the better you do, whether it's finishing the mission fast, not letting the enemies attack the whatever you're trying to defend, a whole bunch of stuff, causing a lot of damage, building a lot of things, destroying a lot of stuff, you'll be rated at the end, and your loot will be leveled. There's like level 1 loot, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And each one of those will come with more things. And there's a possibility that you get a new schematic for a new weapon, or a new schematic for a floor trap, and so on and so forth. But then you get to the menu system, which I'll talk about shortly. Now, like I said, this is a co-op game. You can play it solo, and you can play with randoms, although I do not recommend you play it solo, because this game is meant to be played in co-op, and I almost don't recommend playing with randoms, because people can destroy your things you're building. People can start the objective whenever not everybody's ready, when people are still looking out crafting things. This game is best enjoyed in a 4-player co-op with your closest friends. There's also a home base that you build that is your own personal base, but at least from what I've played, it doesn't really seem that much of a factor. You only go back to it a few different times, and you can kind of build upon it on each time you go. But the basic gist of the game is going to these missions, replaying them, doing better, and getting the more loot. Now this is the end of the victory screen here, which I mentioned before. You get rated on how well you performed, the damage you caused, the stuff you built, and things like that. And you earned XP, which you will get these ability tokens, which then you can use on your skill tree. And we're coming to that part where I'm going to explain the most complicated aspect of this game. And here you can see all the different level chests. Like I just got the level 1, and now we're going to get a level 2 chest, and the level 3 chest. Now we're level 4, so that's going to give me level 4 type loot in the next area. Well, when I open it up, it'll give me better loot than I would have gotten if level, 3 or level 2. Now here is the complicated setup for the menus, and this stuff will it's really complicated. So what you're looking at here is your quest line. Each one of these you have to complete in the order as you go. Sometimes you're gated from progress. There was a point where I actually had to go back and replay missions to get skill points needed to unlock the next of the quest line. So this is the quest line that you progress through, and it's actually quite long. Like I said, I played the game for almost 12 hours, and I'm only on like the 6th or 7th page of Stonewood, and there's 4 areas in the game. So I've only actually been in Stonewood, the very first area of the game, and then you can see there on the right hand side what you get for completing the mission. So I'm gonna get some V-Bucks, and I'm gonna get some skill points, and then you can keep on tabbing over to see the upcoming missions and the things you'll get, the rewards you'll get. It's actually quite long. This is going to be a long game, so if you're interested in putting down the money for it, it's quite long. So this is the overview of the map. This is what you come to when you want to play, the missions that you have available to play. They're rated on the power level. Like I'm power level 9 right now. You can see I'm like kind of way overpowered for most of these missions, but these are the type of missions that you can go into in these different areas, and they usually have something different, whether it's like find the data, which you go around and look, and things like that. This is the overview. This is the Stonewood. Like I said, there's 4 areas. You got Plankerton, Canny Valley, and the last one, but they're all gated by your personal power level. So it's going to take some time to get into those later levels. It will. Here we go with your hero section. So this character right here is my current primary hero. You can have select from 4 different classes, and each kind of different variations. There's a collection of all my heroes I could possibly use. Each of the classes have like different special abilities that you can put on right bumper and things like that. Next to it's a squad bonus. There's another character you can slot in there to give your main character more of a boost and things like that. And then of course you have like the mission defenders, which those people will, when you're at your main base, you can put down a pad to help them do their thing at your base. Now the survivor squads, this is basically these are perks for your main character. You slot these survivors into these squads, and they will increase your overall health, your overall shield, your overall damage and stuff. The more about this game just gets insanely complicated just from all this stuff. If it just remained a building game, crafting game, and a horde game, it would be a lot of fun. But all this stuff, to me, is just useless. Like I said, here's the defender. This person will defend my home shield if I put down a barrier, like a little thing on the floor. He'll pop up and help me defend. But then you also have expedition bonuses where you send out crew, and they'll come back in a certain amount of time with crafting materials. I hope that that's not all, because then we have all my schematics, all my heroes, all the different schematics for all the guns you pick up from all the pinatas or the mission rewards. You can recycle these at any point in time. You can upgrade any of the guns at any point in time too. You can upgrade your hero, you can upgrade your survivors, you can upgrade your defenders, you can upgrade your weapons. Although the weapons, I don't really understand why you would want to upgrade them, because they all degrade. I mean, the rarer weapons degrade slower than the common weapons, but eventually, like I said, don't get attached too much to a weapon because it will degrade. And obviously it's sorted by rarity, purple being rare, blue being like kind of, or purple I think is like legendary, rares, or blues rare, greens uncommon and stuff like that. This, and then you run even to another thing called the collection book, which you can slot in different things and you permanently lose them, but you get rewards for doing that. There are so many systems in play in this game. It is actually kind of daunting, and it's actually good. It has all these tutorials for you to play through, but I almost wish this entire part, this whole menu system, was just completely gutted from the game. And maybe it will be, because honestly, before you spend your hard-earned money on this, just know that this is a closed beta. And the only way to access it is by paying money right now. So keep that in mind. This game will be free to play next year, but if you want to play right now, you have to pay $40 minimum to play a game that is currently in closed beta. Now here we go with the skill tree, and this is where it also gets I've never seen skill trees like this before, even in RPGs that I've played. So every time you complete missions, you get XP, and sometimes you'll get these little skill tree tokens that you can use to buy these things, and each one of these unlocks certain things. Well, there's 4 levels of these skill trees, and as you progress, they cost 1, and then you can see here these cost 4. Look how intricate the web is on skill tree 4 for all these things. This game wants you to play it non-stop, over and over and over again, to unlock all these different abilities, because yes, the game does become hard. It's fairly easy in the beginning, becomes harder later. Here's the research tree. So as the research tree, you can see you earn like 50 of these research points every hour, and you can hold up to 1,600, which then you can collect and spend. But look at how intricate this research tree is. Like this one right here, one of these costs 4,000 to spend, but you only earn 50 points an hour. And here we come to the loot crates, the pinatas. You get some by doing some missions, or you can buy with real money these V coins to then spend them on your loot pinatas. And that's where the loot pinatas will give you all of your stuff. Here are the daily quests, hero quests. You complete those and earn rewards. I have 500 V coins, so I'm going to buy 5 pinatas. Now this is where you literally get everything. Like I said, weapon schematics, new weapons, survivors, heroes, everything is in this stuff. So you can either earn them or you can buy them. And you know, obviously it's a free-to-play game disguised as early access. So, and look, I got a gold pinata, which is legendary. Each of the different types of pinatas will give you more things. So, like I said, I got a couple weapons there. I got XP, so I can level up my character. And sometimes you'll get this thing where you can choose, they'll give you a choice between one thing or another. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is... Ooh, that was actually my first legendary. Got a legendary survivor and a legendary trap. So like I said, game is pretty simple for the most part. You land in an area, you collect resources, you defend the object you need to protect with walls and traps, and you shoot the bad guys, the husks, with your weapons. 2 of those 3 things are enjoyable. The crafting and defending of your base is incredibly enjoyable, and the actual act of defending the base from the husks is fun in co-op. I completely think the 20 or so minutes a lot of people spend knocking down everything, building resources, because resources do carry over from one mission to the next. Completely tedious and a time waster that I do not like whatsoever. I feel like the game would be much better if it was a scenario situation where the game basically gave you, here's the amount of resources you have, here's your wood, here's your metal, here's this stuff, you have this amount, go build your defenses and have fun fighting the horde. So, like I said, I enjoy a couple aspects of the game, but then a few more of the aspects of the game I do not. I do not enjoy the scavenging. I find that to be just wasting my time, and I don't enjoy this ridiculous pseudo MMO free-to-play nonsense they have with all these systems, whether it's the survivors to boost your main character, the weapons you boost but degrade, all the different things that are in this game to make it a time waster is stuff I just don't have time for. Now, with all that said, the game is enjoyable in 4-player co-op. I was having a lot of fun when I was playing with my friends. This is true. This game is meant to be played in co-op. The game is not meant to be played by yourself or with randoms, and that is when the game becomes completely frustrating and not worth your time. So, question is, would I recommend this game to you at $40? Keep in mind, this is a closed beta. This game will be free to play. So any decisions that you make have to be known that in 5, 6, 7, 8 months, this game might be free. So keep that in mind. If you're going to run this game solo, I do not recommend this game whatsoever. I think the game is not meant to be played like that. So if you don't have any friends, or you don't have people to constantly play with, then this is a no-go. Do not get this game. Now, if you do have 3 other friends that are willing to put the time in, and when I mean time, we're talking lots of time, because this game, to do everything in it, to do all the missions, to get all the achievements, you're looking at like 300 to 400 hours. If you have friends that are willing to do all that stuff, that enjoy the scavenging, the building, the fighting, that enjoy all the subsystems that the games offer that make it so complicated, and that you know you're going to get your money's worth out of this game, then yeah, pick it up. But otherwise, for that, I wouldn't recommend it. I put 12 hours in. I've had enough of this game. I am never going to play this game again. This game isn't for me. I wish the game was just the crafting, the building, and the action, just the defending. I like the building aspect of the game. I like building traps, and I like defending it. I don't like everything else. The menu system, all that nonsense with all the different skill trees and stuff, and the whole go around the map and knock everything down to collect resources. I don't got time for that stuff. That's my thought on Fortnite. Is it for you? That's up to you. Anyways, it's available now. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Consider subscribing for more content, and I'll see everybody later.